I remember the first website I ever built. I couldn't code, I could barely afford the subscription, but I opened Webflow and something just clicked. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I went all in. First client, then 5, then 10, built an agency around it, over 40 client sites. Webflow wasn't just my tool, it was my identity. And I don't know when exactly it started to change. There wasn't one moment. It was more like the thing I loved just started feeling heavier. Every project a little more friction, a little less fun. Until one night I'm sitting there at 1 AM staring at this bright white screen and I realize custom code for a hover, 12 classes, workaround, another workaround, enterprise update, breaking change, more classes, more code, rebuild, debug, rebuild, more code, more. After building over 40 sites in Webflow, I moved my entire agency to Framer. And I want to show you what exactly happened. The project that changed everything, what it did to my business, and the challenge I just started. 90 days, $10,000 in Framer revenue built from scratch, documented publicly. Here's how it started. Also, I built a free guide that covers exactly how designers are making $5,000 to $30,000 a month with Framer. I'll show you how to get it later in this video. So here's the thing about Webflow. It's a powerful tool, I'm not going to pretend it's not. But over the last couple of years, it kept adding complexity I didn't need. More features, more technical depth, more layers between me and the design. And these small things started adding up. There's no dark mode, sounds small, but when you're working at 1 AM and your eyes are burning from this bright white dashboard, you start noticing every little bit of friction. You can build complex CMS structures, integrated HubSpot funnels, deep technical workflows, and that's impressive, but that's not what I need. I'm building websites for clients who need something beautiful, fast and functional. Sites where design and speed matter more than complexity. And here's what nobody really says out loud. Framer actually passed Webflow in Google Trend search interest for the first time last year. That's not a random stat. It means designers are actively looking for something different, and I think I understand why. Quick note before we get into it. This video is sponsored by Framer. They reached out after I'd already made the switch, which is part of why I said yes. Everything you're about to hear is my real experience. Now here's the thing, I actually tried Framer before, like 2 years ago, opened it for 5 minutes and thought this is just another simple site builder, and went straight back to Webflow. But then designers I respected kept talking about it, so I gave it another try. And they had completely rebuilt it. The animations, the canvas, the whole experience, it felt like a design tool finally, not a website builder. But I still didn't switch, because I had years invested in Webflow. Every shortcut, every workaround, starting over felt like throwing all of that away. And then came the project that changed everything. The client needed a complete redesign. New brand, new aesthetic, everything from scratch. The old site was in Webflow, and the obvious choice was to rebuild it in Webflow. But I kept thinking, this project is supposed to be visual first, beautiful animations, a site that feels alive, and I thought, let me just try this one in Framer. And this is where it clicked. Let me show you what I mean. In Webflow, when you want to build a layout, you're thinking in divs, in flexbox, in CSS classes, you're naming classes, nesting containers, managing a class panel that grows with every section. It's powerful, but it's architectural. You're engineering a website. In Framer, it feels like Figma. You draw a frame, you drag elements in, you stack things visually. There's no class panel, no naming conventions to manage, you just design. And the thing you're designing is already the website. And then animations. This is where it really changed for me. In Webflow I want a smooth scroll to get animation, I'm setting up interactions with triggers, I'm configuring timelines, and I'm tweaking easing curves in a separate panel. For anything beyond the basics, I'm writing custom code or bringing in GSAP. In Framer I click an element, I add an effect, that's it. Scroll animations, hover effects, even page transitions, they're just built in. No custom code, no workarounds, and they look incredible out of the box. This one interaction right here, in Webflow this would have taken like 30 minutes and probably some custom code. In Framer it took me maybe 10 minutes and I could preview it live the entire time. And the component system. When I change a master component in Framer, it updates everywhere instantly. I'm not hunting through pages checking if I missed an instance. It works the way Figma components work because it's built by people who think like designers, not like developers. Same client, same type of project, but building this in Framer felt like a completely different experience. But more than the speed, here's what actually surprised me the most. It was fun again. Building a website felt like designing again, and I think that's the thing nobody really talks about. The tool you use changes how you feel about the work. And when the work feels good, the output is better. So let me get specific, because it's more fun isn't a business case. So here's what actually changed when I started using Framer for client projects. Speed. What used to take me around 2 weeks for full marketing site in Webflow, I can now deliver in roughly a week in Framer. Same scope, but better quality. And that's not because I'm cutting corners, it's because I'm not spending hours managing classes, debugging responsive issues, or writing custom code for interactions that should just work out of the box. Design freedom. This is hard to explain until you experience it, but in Webflow there's always this moment where you have a creative idea and you think, how do I build this technically? In Framer, that gap basically disappears. The idea and the execution happen in the same motion. I can experiment live, try 5 different scroll behaviors in 10 minutes. The tool doesn't slow down my thinking. What I can now offer. Here's the one that really matters for your income. Scroll animations, micro interactions, page transitions, hover effects. These used to be premium add-on territory. You charge extra for it because it took you extra time. Now it's just part of every project. It's included, which means the baseline quality of what I deliver went up significantly, but the time investment stayed the same or went down. Now here's where this gets interesting, and honestly this is the part that most Webflow designers don't even know about. Framer isn't just a website builder anymore, it's an entire ecosystem for making money as a designer. And the economics are kind of insane. First, templates. Framer has a marketplace where you can sell website templates, and unlike Webflow, which takes a cut, Framer's commission is 0%. You keep everything you earn, minus payment processing. That alone is huge, but the real hidden layer is the partner program. When someone uses your template, even a free one, and then upgrades to a paid Framer plan, you earn 50% of their subscription for 12 months. At Framer's pricing, that's around $150 per user per year. You build a template once, people keep using it, and you keep earning. There's one creator who made over $36,000 in a single month, combining template sales with the partner program commissions. Another went from $2,000 a month to over $24,000 a month in 18 months, just selling templates. And the marketplace only has around 1,700 templates right now, compared to Webflow's 7,000 plus. It's still early, so it's not just Framer is a nicer tool to design in, it's a platform where the skills you already have, building beautiful websites, can generate revenue in ways Webflow simply doesn't offer. Client work, templates, affiliate commissions, free revenue streams from the same skill set. And that's exactly why I started this challenge. Now, before I get to the challenge, I need to be honest. Framer isn't perfect, and I haven't abandoned Webflow either. If a client needs a very complex CMS structure, very heavy integrations, or even some e-commerce functionality, Webflow is still the better tool for that. It's more mature in those areas. The CMS is deeper, the app ecosystem is bigger. Framer is where I go when the project is visual first. Landing pages, marketing sites, SaaS websites, portfolio sites. Anything where design, quality, speed, and that wow factor matter more than CMS depth. And that for me is now the majority of my projects. So if you're a designer watching this feeling conflicted, you don't have to choose one. I didn't burn my Webflow account. I just added a better tool for a specific type of work. And it made my business better. So here's what I'm doing next. I'm so convinced that Framer is the right move, not just for client work, but for building products that actually compound, that I started a public challenge. 90 days, $10,000 in Framer revenue, templates, digital products, client work, everything documented publicly on X, real numbers every week. I already posted week 1, I'm studying what actually sells in the marketplace, building my portfolio site in Framer. If you've been thinking about making money with Framer, whether that's switching your client work, selling templates, or just exploring what's possible, follow along. I'll be the test person. If you want to try Framer, my link is in the description. And if you want the full breakdown of how to actually make money with Framer, client work, templates, the affiliate stack, the whole system, I put together a free guide called Framer Cash 101. It's at framer.cash, link in the description. After building over 40 sites in Webflow, Framer is the tool that made me excited to design again. And now I'm betting on it.